So, you have the Nebosh exam coming up. To gain your Nebosh National General Certificate in Occupational Health and Safety qualification, you need to pass a test. The exam is carried over one day and it covers aspects of the entire Nebosh course, from health and safety legislation, practicing first aid in the workplace, to dealing with manual handling. To complete the Nebosh course, you have to undergo 80 classroom hours, and it is recommended that you put in 53 hours of self-study too. We have 3 tips for you that will help you pass the Nebosh course and gain a valuable qualification for your career. Number 1. Look at how many marks each question is worth. When you see the maximum number of marks that can be awarded for each question, then that is how many points you need to make in your answer. For example, if you see a question such as outline job factors that could lead to poor health and safety behavior in the workplace, 8, then you need to make 8 separate points. Avoid writing half a page on one factor, because that won't score you any higher than 1 point. This is also a good indication of how long you should spend on each question. If a question gives you 6 marks, then you should allocate more time to that than a question that only awards you 2 marks. Number 2. Focus on the command words. You know the questions that starts with identify, describe, and explain. Well, these are your command words. Basically, they are asking you what way to answer the question. Nebosh actually has a handy guide for command words and how to use them to answer the questions to an acceptable standard. You could write half a page on one question, however, if it isn't related to or focuses on the command word, then you aren't going to score many, if any, points. Number 3. Give yourself enough time to study. As aforementioned, it is recommended that you put 53 hours of self-study whilst taking a Nebosh course. We know how life can get pretty hectic and time to spare can be quite limited, but it is crucial to give yourself enough time to study. By simply dedicating time every day for self-study can help create a pattern and make it much easier to follow if you are consistent. Number 4. Organization is key. Studying for a Nebosh exam can be quite hefty, which is why it is a good idea to organize your workload. A good start would be creating a list on all areas you feel are your weakest. By creating a list, you'll be able to identify what you should focus on more. That way you can work through the list from top to bottom and cover all areas, but strengthen the areas which need greater focus. Number 5. Creating a study group. Whilst studying a Nebosh course, you'll be accompanied by other delegates. You may find creating a study group with fellow delegates to be beneficial for you. You may have questions which they have answers to, and so on. As you'll all be studying the same topics, you may find your knowledge will strengthen and learn various learning techniques as well. As long as you and your study group keep studying as a main priority and not get distracted, a study group can be very effective. Number 6. Practice makes perfect. I'm sure this is a statement we've all heard a good few times in our lifetime. That's because it's true. Practicing on Nebosh mock exams and past questions will help you prepare for the real deal. And with the more practice you get, the better your ability will be. Number 7. Study and then study some more. Lastly, we have the most basic tip of all: study. There is a clear break between the second week of your Nebosh training and the exam date. This is designed for revision. As we mentioned above, 53 hours of self-study is recommended. However, don't feel as though that is an exact number. Put in as much time as you think you need to gain the knowledge to pass the Nebosh exam. It can be difficult to study at home, but putting in the work now will mean that you have a very high chance of passing the exam first time. Number 8. Passing the Nebosh exam. While the Nebosh exam can be challenging, it certainly isn't impossible to pass. Putting the effort in with self-study while knowing how long to spend on each question and recognizing how much information you need to put down will stand you in good stead. Learning the command words and practicing how to implement them into your answers will give you a solid understanding of how to answer each question. The exam can be challenging if you aren't used to being tested in this environment. However, the rewards for passing are well worth the time you spend revising, so put the effort in now to benefit your career in the future. Good luck and God bless your Nebosh journey.